I'd like to ask a question. Are the people who wear the gong, the kufi, the top, the beard, are they the most pious people?
This question is very beautiful. There's a reason. Because the Quran deals with the subject. It deals with who people are, the hypocrites. And the Quran does not like, or Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala does not like hypocrites. Each time we preach about the heart, what the heart is, are we pure or impure? And guess what? The first ahadith of Sahih al-Bukhari mentions your intentions. That's what it says. So depending on your intention will determine the factor. Like if you ask me, there's some people who are pious, right? Some people pious, but they wear the gown, they wear the beard, they wear the kufi and all this other stuff. And they're pious, that's fine, that's nothing wrong. But now if there's some people who are trying to act like scholars, not being one, but act like scholars, sheikhs and whatever you have, but they don't have impure heart, they have an impure heart, they're hypocrites. They're preaching one thing but they're doing something else. Do you think this would be accepted in Islam? You tell me. According to this, the hypocrites, so many scary things in the Quran explains. Hadith you catch. But what we see is that because a person have a beard, because somebody does not wear the kufi, or somebody has a kufi, or somebody has this, does not make the person a pious person. The reason which makes a person a pious person is the heart. How pure the heart is. Is it pure or impure? Because many Muslims today, if we check, the sheikhs, they're very weak, some of them. They're very shaky in the iman. Like if the Quran tells them, Surah 16, verse 125, invite to the ways of wisdom. They're going to invite to the ways of wisdom, but the non-Muslims now going to influence them. Or let's say if they're trying to talk to a Christian, they're going to be Christianized. They were Islamicized, but afterwards they're going to turn Christianized and have the belief. Like the Christians say, we're all sinners, all you just have to do is ask for repentance. That's it. The Muslims today came with this formula today again. They say that we're all sinners, all you have to do is ask Allah for forgiveness, Allah will forgive you. Like Allah can't judge for himself. You have to be the judge, and you telling the people that you'll be forgiven. How do you know? Remember the first chapter of the Quran, Surah 1, verse 7, what does it say? Well, verse 1 to 7. Surah Fatiha itself means the opening, the beginning of the chapter. Which shows that this surah itself is showing that after there's mercy, which the Quran and Hadith explain, mercy can be divided into 100 parts. 100 parts. And we check how many percent comes for earth, how many percent goes to Day of Judgment or hereafter. Day of Judgment. The mercy. These are subjects I will deal later, but the subject I'm talking about is right now, the wrath. Because in Surah 1, the opening chapter, we read afterwards, it says, Alhamdulillahi Rabbil Alameen. Ar-Rahman Ar-Rahim, Maliki Yawmiddin, Iyyaka na'budu wa iyyaka nasta'in. Ihdina siratal mustaqim, siratal ladhina an'amta alayhim, ghayril maghdubi alayhim waladdallin. Ameen. Which means, all praise are due to Allah. Lord of worlds, most gracious, most merciful. Remember, Allah is most gracious, most merciful, but look at the end. Master of the Day of Judgment. Right afterwards it says, Master of the Day of Judgment. Thee alone do we worship, and Thee alone do we seek help. Guide us to the straight path. Meaning, make us go to the right path, to guide us to the path. Path those who brought thy favors. Meaning those who please Allah, do good deeds and all this other stuff to please Allah. Not those who brought thy wrath. That's one thing I want to mention. Always when we talk, mercy, wrath. Mercy, wrath. Mention in the Quran. And Muslims today are taking just the mercy and taking that we just act for repentance, Allah will forgive us. But also, one of Allah's name is the judge. So we don't know if we're going to go to heaven or hell. Only Allah knows. But some Muslims today make themselves the judge. They say, oh, you can be forgiven. How? Show it to me from the Quran. This book right here. I want you to show it to me one place where it says that the people know that they're the judge. They will judge you and determine if you're going to go to heaven or hell. You show me from the Quran. The Quran itself doesn't say this. Allah itself, name is the judge. So dealing with the question, it is determined with the intention, because the first people to enter hellfire, I want you to take note of this. The first people to enter hellfire will be the sheikhs and the scholars. I'm not saying that's with just a motive or reason. I'm explaining why. Because they do not preach with a pure heart. They're impure. So we as Muslims today, let's fix our hearts. Don't be deceived into this worldly life. Because this world is a deception. And on Hadith, it's like less than a mosquito wing compared to the heaven. It's so small, this place. And we check, if you take a spoon and dip it in the water, in the ocean, see how much water is on the spoon and see how big the ocean is. The water on the spoon is the dunya, and guess what happened? The akhirah is the whole ocean, or the hereafter. So, it determines in our heart. Repeated, repeated, repeated. Always the heart is the thing that determines if we're going to make it or not. Allah will judge. And I end this subject today. Assalamu alaikum wa rahmatullahi wa barakatuh. May the peace and blessing of Allah be upon all of you.